Welcome back to another CAD/CAM tutorial. In this video, we are going to create a filled cannon assembly with SolidWorks. This is very simple. So here is the balloon and bill of material for the cannon assembly. The first part is the carriage and the quantity is 2, so this and this. The second part is the barrel shaft. The quantity is 1, which is this shaft here. The third component is the axle, which is the shaft that connects the two wheels. The fourth component is the wheel, and there are 4 wheels in total. The fifth component is the barrel, which is the gun itself, and the sixth component is the spindle, which is this shaft below here. So these are the drawings and the dimension for the various parts. This is the carriage, this is the barrel shaft, this is the axle, this is the wheel, this is the barrel, and this is the spindle. So this is very simple to do. Make sure you stick to the end of the video so you know how to create this filled cannon assembly with SolidWorks. And make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want more tutorials like this in SolidWorks, and leave a like on this video if it helps you out. Now let's begin. Let's create the first component, the carriage. So we sketch this profile on the front plane and extrude by 5 mm. And the material is polished oak wood and all unspecified fillets, which are these fillets on these edges, have a radius of 2 mm. So in the desktop, we create a folder, filled cannon assembly, and this is where we are going to save all the files. And then we open SolidWorks. Then we create a part file. And this is our SolidWorks 3D modeling workspace. So we are going to sketch this profile and extrude. So extrude on the front plane. And then you sketch the profile. Then we dimension. So the full length is 95. These two lengths are 20 mm. This height is 10 mm, this height is 20, and this is 50 mm. This length is 20 mm. The radius of this arc is 35, and this length is also 20 mm. Now the distance between this line and this line is 30 mm. And as we can see, fully defined sketch. And the radius of this fillet here is 4 mm. This is also 4. So with the sketch fillet and a radius of 4, click on these 2 points. Okay. exit sketch, and then you're extruding by a distance of 5 millimeters. Okay, next we add these 4 holes. So you're going to use the extruded cut on this face, and then we draw the 4 circles in their respective places. Now we dimension. So the diameter of these 2 holes is 9.5. And the diameter of this hole is 6.4. This is 5 millimeters. Now these 2 holes have their centers on the same vertical line, and these 2 holes have their centers on the same horizontal line. So hold the shift key, click on this center and this center, make vertical. Again, hold the shift key, click on this center and this center, make horizontal. And then you make sure that this center is on this line and this center is also on this line. So click on this center, hold the shift key, locate a point on the line, make horizontal. Again, hold the shift key, click on this center and a point on this line, make horizontal. And then the distance between this center and this center here is 25, and this is 15. Now the distance from this center to the end is 10 millimeters. This is also 10. As we can see, fully defined sketch, exit, and you're cutting inside till the end. So set the end condition to up to next. Okay. Then we add the unspecified fillets of radius to all the required edges. So fillet, radius to a symmetric fillet and a constant side fillet. Click on the edges. Okay. Then finally we change the material to a polished oak wood. So under edit appearance, go to the organic and a wooden appearance. You can see the oak here. Use a polished oak. Okay. And then we save the part. I'm going to save it in the desktop and in the folder that we created, failed Canon assembly. This is the first part, the carriage. Next, we create the second component, the barrel shaft. So these diameters and it being a shaft tells us that it will be a round figure. So we are going to use the revolve boss base. So create a new part file. And then we create a sketch, this time on the right plane. We'll have a line, which will be for construction, and a midpoint line. So this will be the axis of revolution. and then we sketch half of this profile so we can revolve around the horizontal axis. Now this length is 44 and the total length is 54. Make sure that these two lengths are equal. So hold the shift key, click on this line and this line, make equal, and then make them collinear so they can be on the same line. Now this diameter is 6.4, this is also 6.4, so that's why we made them collinear. And this diameter is 9. So click on this line and this line here. Move your cursor outside. This is 9. Click on this line. Move your cursor outside. This is 6.4. Okay. And then the features: revolve boss base, direction 1 blind, and the angle is 360. Okay. Then we add a chamfer of 1 by 45 degrees to both ends. So the chamfer type is angle distance. The distance is 1 and the angle is 45 degrees. Click on this edge and this edge. Okay. And change the material to cast bronze. So edit appearance. The metallic appearance, look for the bronze, and this is the cast bronze, and save the part. This is the second part, the barrel shaft. Next we create the third component, the axle. So this is also a shaft, so we are going to use the revolve boss base. We'll create a new part file and create a sketch on the right plane. We have a center horizontal line that will be for the axis of rotation, and then we sketch half the profile. And we set some relations. So hold the shift key, click on this line and this line, make collinear and make equal. Again, click on this line and this line, hold the shift key, make collinear and make equal. Now we can dimension. So the full length is 80, this length is 44. This length is 5. And as we can see, it applies to this side also. Now this diameter is 10, this is 8, and this is 12. So first, the smaller one is 8. This is 10. And this is 12. Fully defined. So revolve boss base. Okay. Then we add a chamfer of 0.5 by 45 degrees. Click on this edge and this edge. Okay. We change the material to wrought iron. So edit appearance, and a metallic, look for the iron and go with the wrought iron and save the part. This is the third part, the axial. And save. Next, we create the fourth component, the wheel. So this is a cylinder with a cut and 5 holes. To create a new part file, and then extrude because we are adding material on the front plane. So we draw a circle, and the diameter of the circle is 49 millimeters. Exit, and we are extruding by 10 millimeters, but we want to make it symmetric about a mid-plane. So the end condition, direction 1, mid-plane, 10 millimeters. Okay. Now we create a cylindrical cut of diameter 36 and a depth of 2 millimeters on both sides. So extruded cut, click on this face. We draw a circle of diameter 36. Exit, and a depth of 2 millimeters. Okay. Now click on this cut extrude mirror, and the mirror face or plane should be the front plane. Okay. So we can see it also cuts on the other side. Then we create the 4 holes. So extruded cut on this face. These holes are separated at a distance of 24 millimeters from the opposite holes. So we just draw a circle of diameter 24 millimeters. Make sure it's a reference circle. So, and then we draw 4 circles on the opposite points. The diameter of these 4 circles is 7 millimeters. So dimension just 1, and hold the shift key, click on the 4 circles. Make equal. And then we draw the 5th circle on this point, and the diameter should be 7.9 millimeters. Exit, and you're extruding up to next. Okay. Then change the material to a polished oak wood. So edit appearance. Go to the organic and wooden appearance. This is the oak. Polished oak, and save the part. Is the 4th component, the wheel, and save. Next, we create the 5th component, the barrel. So these diameters suggest that the barrel will be a round figure. So again, we use the revolve boss base. So create a new part file. Okay. Then create a sketch, this time on the front plane. First, we have our horizontal axis. Make sure it's a reference line, and then you draw half this profile. So let's start here. First, have a vertical line, an arc, and an inclined line. So the vertical line, move your cursor here, come back, draw an arc. This will be an inclined line. Then you have a horizontal line, a vertical line, and a horizontal line. Then you have an arc, a horizontal line, and an arc. So move your cursor here, come back. This is the arc, horizontal line and another arc. So this dimension, this diameter is 10. The radius of this arc is 2.5. Click on this point and this line, move your cursor outside. This is 10. This radius is 2.5. The horizontal length of this inclined line is 43. This length is 20. This diameter is 25 and this length is 10. Okay, so we can trim this part. And then draw them again. So pull this backwards. This diameter is 20. Same for this, also 20 millimeters. Then we continue from here. We have an arc, a horizontal line, another arc, an inclined line. Move your cursor here, come back, draw another arc, an inclined line, and then we have a horizontal line and a final semicircle. And with the arc tool, connect this point and this point with this semicircle or this arc. The radius of these two arcs also 2.5, and this length is also 20 millimeters. Okay, so come back and make sure that this point and this point are horizontally aligned. So hold the shift key, click on this point and this point, make horizontal. Again, hold the shift key, click on this point and this point, make horizontal. This point and this point, make horizontal. The horizontal length of this inclined line is 15. And make sure that this center is on this line. So hold the shift key, click on the center and the line, make coincident. Now the distance from the center of the arc to this point is 11. And we can see there is a tangent relation here. Click on it, delete. And the radius of this arc is 8 millimeters. This diameter is 12 millimeters. And as we can see, fully defined sketch. So revolve bore's base, direction blind, angle 360 degrees. Okay. Then we create these holes. So the hole has a diameter of 5 and a length of 50, and this has a diameter of 9. The extruded cut on this face. A circle of diameter 5. Exit. And a length of 50 millimeters. And this hole has a diameter of 9. So again, extruded cuts on the front plane. This hole here has a diameter of 9. And the distance from this edge is 10 millimeters, and it's in the middle of the barrel. And the distance from this point to this line, 10 millimeters. And hold the shift key, click on this center and the origin, make horizontal, fully defined, so exit. And the end condition set to through or both. Okay. Then we change the material to cast bronze. We edit display. Under the metal, look for the bronze and go with the cast bronze. Okay. You save the parts. This is the 5th component, the barrel. Now we create the 6th and the last component, the spindle. This is just a simple cylindrical rod with a chamfer of 1x45, and the material is wrought iron. So create a new part file. Extrude on the right plane. So a circle, and the diameter of the circle is 5 millimeters, and the length is 54. Exit. We are extruding via the mid plane, and a length of 54 millimeters. Okay. And a chamfer of 1x45 on both edges. Okay. And the material, so edit appearance. Under metallic, we look for the iron and we go with the wrought iron. Okay. Save the part. This is the 6th component, the spindle.